What's good, y'all? What's good? We skipping the intro. Everything. NBA Finals. Now, after watching these first two quarters of basketball, I got something to say. If, and I mean if the Thunder keeps playing defense like this, they're going to win this series in a short amount of games. This may only go 5 games if they keep playing defense like this. What I notice is the difference. The Thunder's defense is up here. Indiana's defense is right here. That's one of the big differences. And you know the saying. It's been one of the age-old sayings that you always heard. Your coach say it. GM say it. People who cover basketball say it. Defense wins championships. And this team, like most teams that win championships, proving that they could play defense, right? Because everything else comes easy once you play defense. I mean, he had to get fired, man. He had to get fired. The writings was on the wall. Whenever you're not successful with one team, you have to move on to the next thing, you know? Yeah, OKC just got their defense is just on world level. It's just different. It's just different. And when they playing at home, they're just blowing people out. And if these first 2 games at home, OKC blows Indiana out, they don't split, I believe they could win 1 game in Indiana if they keep playing like this. They may mess around and steal 1 game in Indiana too. Look at this defense, man. There's arms everywhere. It's like they got 5 arms out there, you know? But one thing you got to hold on to, the Pacers playing they're hanging in there, man. They're hanging in there. They're hanging in there. But you're starting to see like the difference between the East and the West and how good teams in the Western Conference is, you know? And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man, he is Kobe Bryant 2.0. He stole the man's fadeaway jump shot. His midi is on point. He's 6'6". He could get to the cup. Don't let Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get a body. Don't let Shai Gilgeous-Alexander get some muscle on his bones. Then he's going to be a real hard problem because he'll be able to post up even better. You better hope Shai Gilgeous-Alexander don't hit the gym and get a little muscle and able to box people out and get to where he want on the court. And it'd be instant fade away at that point. He'd have his back to the basket game, and there'd be nobody to stop him. See, but Indiana likes this fast pace of basketball. They like going up and down. The first 2 quarters was playing at OKC pace. I noticed they're starting to move a little fast, and that's pacer basketball. Even SGA don't like moving real fast like this. So the Pacers are playing their speed of basketball right now. You know, Pacers like to run. And the referees are letting them play a little bit. I saw like 3 different plays that you could have called a foul on, but they let them play. I think Giannis should go to the New York Knicks. I think he should stay in the Eastern Conference. But if he don't stay in the Eastern Conference, the most logical, reasonable thing to do is go to San Antonio. Makes all the sense in the world. They got the number 2 draft pick. They got assets. And they got a team that could build around them. Now, if Giannis really want to dominate the East with very little pushback and competition, he would keep his ass in the Eastern Conference. Ain't much pushback. But I've been hearing, there's 2 free agents or 2 guys that's going to be up for grabs this season. One is Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant should go to Minnesota because Minnesota's going to lose one of their 3 role players, one of their big 3 role players, or probably 2 of them. KD will make up for that. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the fadeaway once again. No, he's not going to no LA team. But KD goes to Minnesota. And I think Giannis should go to New York. Giannis should find a way to go to New York. And the only way he could go if he demands a trade. Man, the city of Texas got a lot of good basketball teams. Houston Rockets, good basketball team. Was the number 2 seed. Dallas Mavericks going to be a good team. San Antonio Spurs going to be a good team. I think all 3 of those teams make the playoffs. Now look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, man. Crossover. He going to definitely win that finals MVP. Playing like this. The award is yours to win, bro. The award is yours to win. He just having a field goal. He dissecting this Indiana defense. They can't do nothing with this guy. He could get whatever he want on the court. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is unguardable at this point. He definitely is in his bag. He in his Kobe bag. The dude is Kobe-esque. For real, for real. For real. And I ain't lying. The homeboy is in his bag. He is Kobe Bryant-esque. Lakers don't need a superstar this offseason. Y'all claim Giannis is a superstar. You already picked up allegedly one, but Giannis ain't no superstar. And technically, you still got LeBron James, who is a superstar in every aspect of basketball. As long as LeBron playing, he's going to be known as a superstar. His name alone is a superstar because you can mention the name LeBron James in Indiana, in a cave, in the jungle, the Amazon. People will know who LeBron James is. Kids in Africa that never seen basketball know who Giannis is. I mean, not Giannis, LeBron is. That's a superstar. No, Giannis is a superstar. Giannis definitely a superstar. Definitely a superstar. The man's a top 5 player every single year. Dominant, most dominant player in basketball. Wins MVPs. Won a championship. Defensive player of the year. That's the mark of a superstar because he does it consistently. Every year that man's in the vote for MVP. Every year he's a top 5 player in the league. And he made a pretty good name for himself off the court because people know who he is off the court too. Yeah, Giannis is a superstar. Without a doubt, Giannis is a superstar. The man was called the best player in basketball for multiple seasons. When you get that title, you're already known you're one of the best players in basketball. And if you could do it consistently, if I consistently say you are the best player in the NBA, number 1, best player on the planet, yeah, that's the mark of a superstar. And you're winning individual awards and titles and your team title contenders each and every year. Hold on. Hey, get that protein. That's your protein. Yeah, Pacers need to size up. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Indiana's turnover prone, man. They turning that ball, but part of that is because of the defense that, the defense that the Thunder has. Excuse me. They're swiping at the ball each and every time. Yes, I mean that defense is like, wow. You can't even put the ball on the floor. It feels like 5 hands is swiping at the ball. Them dudes got some quick hands. Damn. Hands is quick. Yeah. Well, let me tell y'all this story that happened to me yesterday. Check this story out. I got y'all here. Check this story out. Okay, y'all know, if y'all know about the video game world, a system called the Nintendo Switch 2 dropped yesterday, right? So I pre-ordered the thing like a month ago. Ready, paid for. I have my ticket number, which was 107. So I'm in line. There's lots of people. It's like 300, 400 people outside waiting for a Nintendo Switch 2. All right. Everybody there. Some people are camped out. You know, the whole scene is crazy. So I'm waiting online. People are going into the store, getting a Switch. They come out. Everybody starts screaming, yeah, I got my Switch. Got my Switch too. Whatever. So I'm waiting online. I'm number 107. Two guys behind me start talking to me. We're having a conversation. And the dude was like, I don't have a receipt or ticket to buy a Switch 2, but I like to travel to other countries. So the dude says, can I buy your ticket? Can I buy your receipt? You know, buy your ticket, then I can have a Switch 2. And I said, I may be open to selling it if the price is right. So the guy says, how's $600? I says, nah. Then he says, how's $800? I say, no. Then he says, you know what? What's your price? Give me a good deal. I said, fine. Give me $1,200 and I give you a Switch 2, right? I was in real scalper mode. Next thing you know, he pulls out a wad of money, a stack of money like this big, 100, 200, 300. He's counting it, right? So he gives me $1,200 right there on the spot, cash. Before I even give him my receipt, I'm looking at it to make sure each bill is real. Everything's legit. Boom. I take the money. I give him the ticket. Congratulations. You stand in line and wait for this Nintendo Switch 2. Enjoy it. Boom. I got $1,200 in my pocket. Now, the only bad part about it is I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, but I have enough money to buy damn near 3 Nintendo Switch 2s because that only cost me $492. Tell me who got the W. You know, now a lot of people are saying, did you take advantage of that guy? I didn't take advantage of the guy. I gave him a price. He agreed to it. Okay. Now, he can't be that slow in the head that he don't know what $1,200 is. All right. He got a wad full of money this big and he's pulling it out, counting it. You know what $1,200 is. I don't care if you're a foreigner or not. You've been in this world long enough to know what $1,200 is. I gave you the offer. All right. I gave you the offer. You took it. You know, simple as that. You know, if he didn't want to do business with me, he could have easily said no. We shook hands. We made the deal. I got $1,200 from the guy. Now I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, but I'm going to buy one sooner or later. I'm just waiting for more supplies to come in because I know they sold out. I don't know if whatever state or city you guys live in, but I'm pretty sure the dang is like sold out and it's like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it's like everywhere and, you know, all of that other good stuff. And it is what it is in that aspect, you know. But I want to get the word from you guys. Do you think I ripped the guy off? Did I did the guy dirty? Because I don't have that type of energy to do that to people no more. You know, do you think I was wrong? I presented the guy an offer. It was up to him to say yes or no. Accountability is something all adults have to do. If you shake a man's hand and you make a deal with him, a deal's a deal, probably, right? Yeah, he was going to his country. He says he never stays in the United States. Adrian, he says he travels to other countries and he want to play a video game system on a plane. He want to play a video game system at the airport. He's always traveling to other countries. And he said he was on his way to Italy like in 2 days. So he just wanted to be part of this event of them getting a Nintendo Switch. And it's funny because I got Nintendo Switch games actually coming to my house and I don't have a Switch to I don't have a Switch to match up with it, but that's okay. That's okay. So, yeah. But I made out good with that, man. I think I made out good with that, you know. And what we got here 79 to 68. Come on, Indiana, make a series out of this. Harkenstein is like, I didn't foul you, and they're going back and forth. Hold on. Okay, boom. Gotta make sure when you shave, son. One day I grow hair so fast, I gotta shave constantly, and that's what I want to do. So it is on that point. What's up, Mr. Bang? So, man, I got my dog. I try to dog proof my apartment because this dog literally bites on everything, and I don't know what he's eating. And that's problematic when you have a dog and he's always biting on things, because one day he's going to bite on the wrong thing, and I'm going to have to take him to a vet. And if you know how much money vets cost, he's going to be one dead dog, because I ain't paying around no $10,000 to take no dog to a vet. I'm going to have to just, for that price, I could just, yeah, he's a puppy. For that price, I could just buy a dog, a cheaper dog. I hate to say stuff like that, but if he dies and he chews on the wrong day, I'm not spending $10,000 to save a dog's life. I don't. It's not making me heartless. It's just too much money. That's less money than what it would pay to help a human in the hospital, right? I had situations in the hospital when I needed medical care, and it cost less than damn $10,000, and I'm a human. So that's one dead dog. If he chewed the wrong thing, you on your own. I'm gonna just have to put you down. I mean, I had to go out and get another breed, and another dog. I could always get a replacement. Now if it's a human life, I would spend $10,000, of course, but I believe vets be ripping people off. Yeah, they be taxing, bro. They be taxing. Then they like car salesmen. You need this, you need that. They tell you a bunch of shit that you don't need, and you look at your bill. Your bill is like $2,000. Man, you better get out of here with that, man. I took this dog to the vet. They charged me $100 just to be there. That's my fee. My fee was just $100. When I looked at that bill, the final price of that bill, it was $700. I was only there for 10 minutes. I went to the vet for about 10 minutes, bro, and they charged me $700. I said, nope, I don't want this. I don't want that, because all you literally did was just talk to me and give me some pointers about dogs. That's $700? You didn't do no operation. You didn't do nothing. All you did was sat down with me and had a conversation. You mean to tell me a conversation with a vet is worth $700? Get the hell out of here. You must be out of your mind. You got to be careful. You got to be careful how you spend your money, man. I don't care even if you got the bread to do certain things. Spending money on stupid things is stupid things. I mean, it is what it is. I was able to get the price down, but I said to myself, I'm never taking this dog to this vet again. If this dog gets sick, that's it. Luckily, I got papers, like a free voucher to get him neutered. So that's good. That's no problem. I'm going to call tomorrow and see if it still stands, if it's still active, and if they still going to, honor that voucher. Yeah, man, now he's shooting threes. He going after that finals MVP, man. If Indiana keeps playing like this, they're going to go home in 5 games. And they're going to lose a game in Indiana playing like this. The Thunder are really, they look like the better team. I know it's just one game, but this one game, if this one game is any indication of how the rest of the game's going to be, this is going to be a short NBA Finals. You ain't got to worry about low ratings. This is going to end real fast. And if the Thunder just get caught slipping, they will lose one game. They may just want to lose one game so they could celebrate the championship in OKC. Because I do believe teams be doing that. I don't care what nobody say. I believe teams lose some games on purpose just so they can win at home. I think it's stupid to do that because it's playing with is playing with fire. But I do honestly, but I don't have no proof of it. But I do believe that some teams do that because they know that they're better. Yeah, it's like when you're playing basketball on the playground, right? And you know you're better than somebody, right? And you be like, you know what? I want to win at this certain given time because such and such benefits me, right? So it's the same thing on a basketball court in the NBA. If a team knows that, hey man, we beating the brakes off this team is giving us no challenge. We could afford to come out playing a little bit bad, and we would give them one game. I do believe teams take their foot off the gas pedal. I believe players get caught lacking sometimes. Right? I don't think players have that MJ Kobe, I want to beat you as fast as possible. You know, Jordan don't want to go to those 7 games with you. He want to beat you as fast as possible. You know, same with Kobe. They want to beat you in every game. They don't want to risk losing games. They don't care if it's away or home. But a lot of players don't think like that. A lot of ones, they just want to, you know, win at home because they know if they win a championship in OKC, this party is going to be jumping. Imagine if they win a championship in OKC, bro. Just imagine. You know how crazy this crowd would be? You know? And it's funny because the history of the Seattle Supersonics is still a part of this franchise, but they don't even have the same name anymore. I don't even look at them as the same franchise. But the records for the Seattle Supersonics is tied to the OKC Thunder. They're literally the same franchise, just with a different name, and they moved to a different city. So all the records are the same. Yeah. But you know what, Adrian? They don't know what to do with the Seattle Supersonics record. You can't disrespect everybody that put on the jersey for Seattle Supersonics. Because you're basically saying this franchise is dead and everything these guys did, their records are obsolete. You know. So if you want to give the Thunder their own franchise with their own records, bring Seattle back. Now you're talking. Now you're talking business. Because you're going to take all the records from Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, everybody that put on a Seattle Supersonics jersey. You know, their records got to be accountable. I believe Seattle won a championship too. Hey, Google, how many championships the Seattle Supersonics have?
The Seattle Supersonics have won an all-time total of 1 championship
in
1979.
So 1979, the Seattle Supersonics won a championship. You can't just erase that. So that means OKC technically has 1 championship. They have 1 championship under their franchise banner. So yeah, I would say bring Seattle back. So technically, if OKC wins a championship, this won't be their first championship in franchise history. Because Seattle, this is the Seattle Supersonics, but new city and new name. The records still carry over. So technically, the Thunder is a new franchise, but then again, it's not a new franchise. Because Seattle, the history of the Seattle Supersonics is tied to this, which is crazy. 1979, the Seattle Supersonics won a championship. Wow. They really need to bring Seattle back. Give Seattle a basketball team, man. And give Buffalo, New York a basketball team. If you got 3 teams in California, actually, no, you got like 5 or 6 teams in California. You could afford to give New York another team. You got the Brooklyn Nets. You got the New York Knicks. Give Buffalo and upstate New York a team. Give Buffalo, give Buffalo. They got the Bills. Give them a basketball team. Why not? You know, they could represent all of upstate New York. because that's a whole state we're talking about. And New York City is just the island cut off from the state of New York, right? That's all New York City is. As big as it is, as crowded as it is, it's not even half the size of the state of New York. Upstate New York deserve a team. If you don't give it to Buffalo, give it to Syracuse. Give it to Rochester. That's a whole state with millions of people in it. You can't give them a basketball team? You're missing out on a lot of money. Because all Knicks money is from the 5 boroughs. The only people that support New York Knicks are people that live in the 5 boroughs of New York City and Long Island. That's it. That's it. Long Island got how much people live? I think 3 million people live on Long Island. 8 million people live in the 5 boroughs of New York City. So that's like 11 million people that represent for the Knicks. You could take those other millions of people that live in the regular state and give them a one. Vegas and Seattle would be something crazy. I do believe Vegas is going to get a team. But Seattle definitely deserve one. If the NBA expands to more foreign countries like they do with Toronto, I don't know if they're going to make another team in Canada, but you got a lot of good spots. Vancouver is big. Vancouver used to have an NBA team. You can always bring that back if you want to go back to Canada again. Hell, give Puerto Rico a team. Give Hawaii a team. These are still owned by the United States. Maybe Puerto Rico won't be on a lot of guys' destination to where they want to move. But shit, you think NBA players won't want to move to Hawaii? Hawaii? Man, please. Anthony Edwards would love to move to Hawaii. He'd have like 6 baby mamas. Hawaii we talking about. Hawaii. One of the most beautifulest places on the planet. That alone will attract people to want to go. Mexico got a big crowd, but I don't know. I don't know if the crowd in Mexico, you have to deal with the Mexican cartel. Too much dangers, man. Too much of that gangster shit could come in when it comes into Mexico. So maybe not Mexico. But if they want to spend more international, the NBA is the franchise to do it. Even the NFL can't do that. The NBA has the capabilities of going to foreign countries and forming an NBA team. Mexico would be nice, but once the Mexican cartel figure out that rich NBA players, millionaires live in Mexico, shit, they're going. You think checking in is a problem? Big U and Suge Knight giving hood passes. You got to check in. Imagine if you're an NBA player, you need to check in Mexico. Those clientels are going to be like, hey, we extorting all you rich millionaires. If you don't give us what we want, we're going to kidnap your kids, kidnap your wife. Nah, you ain't want to go to no Mexico, son. You don't want to be no millionaire in Mexico. And they know about man plays. Sooner or later, somebody going to get caught, Yeah, man, they probably extort the NBA. Be like, yo, Adam Silverman, you want to come to Mexico? You need a HUD pass over here. You need to pay for your protection. Exactly. All these NBA players going to have like gang related connections. And if they owe money to the clientele, that's a problem. That's a problem. So no Mexico. Stay out of that. Mexico too dangerous. But Hawaii, Vegas, Seattle, yeah, that's the spots. That's the spots. If you have to do a foreign country, what's more foreign? Actually, yeah, Hawaii is far. That's the thing, but it's still owned by the U.S., so you won't feel that bad. You still go by U.S. currency, you know. Here's the thing, huh? You don't want to do South American. No South American country. Them dudes would be hooked to cocaine. No Cuba, none of that shit. Be like, you think, that's where all them drugs at, man. You don't want to get caught with none of those. No Dominican Republic, none of them places like that. No, none of them places. Greenland is not that bad. Greenland is not that bad. You got to be a place where NBA players could travel to, and it won't interfere with the regular season too much. You got to be something like that. How much points Shea Gilgeous-Alexander got? Well, he went off. He giving that pink stuff. Oh shit, that'd be crazy, man. Oh shit, game 2 is on Sunday. Today is Thursday. We don't get game 2 until Sunday. Man, they really scratching these NBA finals out. Okay, this is officially a blowout until the Pacers do something. Oh, that was a foul. Okay. Okay, maybe this is not a blowout. Now that I think of it. 10 points. It's only a 13-point lead. It's not a blowout. My bad. My Mets lost to the Dodgers. Man, but at least we tied with the champs. We beat the Dodgers a day ago, 6-1. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud. I'm proud, man. I don't want to see the Dodgers win no championship. I want to see the Mets win. In New York, we got to win something, man. We can't be called title contenders and keep losing. I understand. I'm not a Giants fan, so I don't care about the Giants winning or the Jets. But when it comes to baseball and basketball, I want to see New York teams win. Eagles. I've been an Eagles fan since day one. All day, every day. Let me show you something. Hold on. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. What you see here? Then boom. Let's get it separated. Let's get it popping. Boom. Y'all know who this is. Y'all know who this is. All eagled out. If I go to an Eagles game, this is what I'm going to be rocking. This is what I'm going to be rocking. Boom, boom. All Eagles out. Eagle green, baby. All day, every day. All day, every day. Repping for life. Eagles for life. Yeah, man. Well, hopefully we could two-peat. But Eagles for life, baby. All day, every day. Eagles fly high, baby. Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly. The Thunder's still in this. There's only 8 minutes to go. I mean, Indiana's still in this. There's only 8 minutes to go. Don't sleep on them. Indiana has a way of creeping back into games. If you give them an opportunity, they will try to win this game. They're not going to quit. They're going to play to the very end. You want to beat Indiana, you're going to have to beat Indiana because they're going to play hard all day long. Fly, Eagles, fly. Is it me or Tyrese Halliburton just got a lot of good pieces around him? He even didn't win the MVP of the Eastern Conference. They gave it to Pascal Siakam. So you're basically saying Pascal is better than Tyrese Halliburton. Is Tyrese Halliburton even the best player on the Indiana Pacers for you guys? Do you look at Tyrese Halliburton as the best player on the Indiana Pacers? Because he constantly gets slept on, and people say he's overrated. Even the NBA say he was overrated. So I'm trying to figure out, do people really look at this guy as being overrated? What is this? I see Predator. I see all this crazy Predator, killer of killers. What? Holy shit, I'm about to check that out. It's like a cartoon of Predator. I'm check that out. Okay, him and Siakam tied. Tyrese Halliburton is highly, I don't know if he's highly slept on or he's just overrated because a lot of they just ain't feeling the guy. Hold on, let me see what they get here. Okay. Because I mean, like, if you look at Tyrese, he's the type of player that he remind me a little bit of Jason Kidd, not playing style, but he reminds me of Jason Kidd in this aspect. Jason Kidd wasn't always the guy that you looked for it for scoring, right? Tyrese can have an impact on a game without scoring. So he's not the type of guy you look at for scoring. Okay, he's not going to take over a game scoring wise. So he's not a scorer like that. Now, he could get his points. He gets a little 19, 20 points, sometimes a little more, but he ain't a go-to scorer. So, and much like Jason Kidd, he just controls the tempo of the Indiana Pacers. And this Indiana Pacers kind of plays like the New Jersey Nets with Jason Kidd, Kendall Martin, Kerry Kittles was on here? Was he Kerry Kittles on it? Kendall Martin, Jason Kidd, Keith Van Horn. You know that New Jersey Nets team that made it to the finals twice, but lost twice. Yeah. But Tyrese can have an impact on the game without scoring. I guess that's a good thing. He doesn't need to score a lot of points to have an impact because his energy that he brings, his playmaking ability, he gets other players involved. So this Indiana team is very much like the New Jersey Nets, the one with Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd had the toughness with Kenyon Martin. He had scorers, shooters around him. And SGA is having an impact on the game without going to the free throw line. I guess that free throw merchant thing is over with now. Now they're going to call him the mid-range maestro. He went from free throw merchant to mid-range maestro. He said, I take the mid-range maestro nickname first. Damn, look how they just swipe at that ball. Yo, Obi Toppin be knocking down threes. It's a ball game now. Obi Toppin be hitting that three ball like crazy. And we used to have him on the Knicks. He didn't shoot that three ball like that on the Knicks. Man, did we use him wrong? He wasn't like that on the Knicks. He wasn't like that on the Knicks. He wasn't shooting the three ball. Indiana got him playing right. Something the Knicks couldn't do. You got Obi Toppin, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. See, look, he got a squad, man. All of this is none of Tyrese Halliburton is doing none of this. This is all Indiana. Look at all Indiana. They got all their players are the ones getting busy. This is why I say Tyrese Halliburton don't have to score to have an impact on the game. It's crazy. Oh, Dane's getting a little bit chippy. Holy shit. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander pushed somebody and they didn't call a foul on that? You ain't going to call a tech? That's a blatant push. It's a non-basketball play. You push the guy. That's a non-basketball play, buddy. Thunder better do something or they're going to lose this game like the Knicks lost it. Indiana coming back. This is why you can never underestimate Indiana. They play hard, and they got bigs. And Tyrese Halliburton do show up in the clutch. He hit that 1 3-point shot from that same spot. He plays at that same pace, that same spot he hit that three. And look, Miles Turner getting busy again. Miles Turner getting busy again. Okay, see, look like they fading. Now you better, now it's closeout time. Now it's closeout time. Who won it? Hey, well, let's see if he knocked down these free throws. Oh, there you go. Look like he was about to miss those. The way he just all off balance when he take those free throw shots. 5 minutes to go. Game on the line. Game on the line. 5 minutes to go. They had a big lead. Now this game is winnable for Indiana. Chad Holmgren is in the game now. So he's going to swallow up some of them rebounds. So Indiana better hit them shots. That's a bad layup, man. You're moving a little too fast. You got to move that ball around. Eat that clock up. Eat that clock up. You don't want to keep playing fast basketball with Indiana. This is what they want. You better eat that clock up before you lose. Wow. Chat Holmgren, you're supposed to dunk that. That's the softest play from a big I ever seen. You're going to lay the ball up. You dunk that ball. This is the NBA Finals, man. What the hell are you laying the ball up for? Good shot. Tyrese hooked him up with a good shot. Come on, man. If you OKC, you better get a smart play. Shat Holmgren playing all sissy basketball. You better dunk that ball. Tyrese, you know you ain't got that three like that. Jason Kidd was a better 3-point shooter than you. Another foul on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Now he's drawing the fouls. Now he's getting the foul calls. Nice play by Shea. Surprised he didn't call a foul on that. He just let him rock. Play basketball to play basketball. Don't play basketball to look for fouls. Come on, come on. Hit that shot. Boom. All right. Knock down your free throws. They free for a reason. Looks like the Thunder are now controlling the pace of this game because it was getting a little bit wacky and they were starting to lose the lead. You got to close a team like Indiana out. This is like two small market teams going at it. What you want to do is force Tyrese Halliburton to shoot that three ball. He's more dangerous if he's driving towards the basket. I wonder how this Pacer team is going to be back next year. And do they get some free agents? If they get some free agents, maybe this team won't be back next year. Dog, why is Pascal Siakam shooting like that? He just bends his knees down like this. Way too low, my man. Way too low. Nope. Stop. 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. Three minutes to go. They're going to have to put some buckets on the board. Now they got Obi Toppin coming back into the game. One big goes out, another one comes in. Hey. Look at it. So you just want to be hyperactive, don't you? Want to be hyperactive. All up on the TV. All up. 99 to 106. Shea loses the ball, but then gets it back. Crossover. Oh, dang, he just lost the ball, going the complete other way. Damn, what type of dribble is that? He just lost the ball. Oh, shit, they call a foul on that? How's that a foul? He didn't even get touched. He just dived on the floor for a loose ball. Did somebody smack his hand? I don't see nobody smacking his hand. Shea lost control of the ball himself. That call should have been challenged, but I guess they ran out of their challenges. Obi was trying to launch that three. Damn, who's that? Nate, man, he be shooting them threes too. Indiana got some scorers, man. They got some dudes that could score. Naismith be shooting that three. 2 minutes to go. You can still lose this game. It's still a close game. It's still a close game. Ooh, he just cooked Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You seen that? He cooked Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Hit him with a hezzy and everything. You got to get your get back, Shea. You got cooked. Holy shit, they could tie. They could tie. They could tie this up with a three. Oh, wow. Shea attacking the basket like a mug. Oh, look at this defense. Wow. Indiana battled right back into this game. This Indiana Pacers team is hard to put away. It's a hard team to put away. They don't go down easily. They don't go down easily. You're going to have to beat them. Man, he cooked. He cooked Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on that play, though. Then cuffed that dirty with good motion. Three-point game. A minute left to go. Lots of basketball. Please don't tell me they're going to tie this game up. Are we going to go into overtime? Could the Pacers battle back into overtime? Wow, it's a 1 point game. It's a 1 point game. Wow, they let that lead slip that quick. Oh, God, what we got? What's the call? Do they have a chance to go to the free throw line and take the lead? Wow. They could take the lead with 22 seconds if this is called a foul. Wow. If the Pacers sneak away and sneak this win. Oh no, it looks like it's no foul. He just falling down himself. That's not a foul. That's not a foul though. He just fell down himself. But if they reverse that call, he get to go to the free throw line. We're gonna see what the verdict is. That's crazy though. That's super crazy. They were beating the brakes off this team, and now they only up by a point. And Indiana, if they get a call, they could win this game. They could win this game by a point. Wow. Indiana play hard. That's why I said this series is going to be a long one. Indiana, no joke, man. They got a lot of bigs. Now, I want to see what this call is. So I'm going to mute myself first. Hold on. Hey, Google, mute the TV. Okay, the challenge is unsuccessful. But if it was successful, they would have lost this game. Hey, Google, mute the TV.
Okay.
Hold on. Did I mute myself? Okay, I'm good. Here we go. Clutch time. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Clutch time. Halliburton. Wow. I'm shocked. What did I just watch? What did I just watch? Lord have mercy. I told you he's Jason Kidd with a clutch game. Wow. He's been closing. Stop sleeping on Indiana, man. They're underdogs every time. OKC is favorites to win this series, and they just lost home court advantage. The game is on the line. He's probably the most feared player. Wow. OKC choked this game away. OKC choked this game away. Wow. Halliburton. Y'all gonna stop underestimating Indiana, man. Stop underestimating Indiana. They're underdogs every time they play, and then they just win. Wow. He even didn't outscore Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, but he won the game. Nuts. This game is over. Oh, they got 0.3 seconds left. Wow. I was speechless for about 10 seconds. I didn't know what to say. Wow. Did you guys see that? What did I just watch? What did I just watch? Wow. All they have to, they don't even have enough time to really dribble. They're catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. That's all they got. Catch and shoot. That's a choke job. If they lose this series, this will be the game that lost it from them because they lost home court advantage. Wow. Siakam, Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, Tyrese Halliburton, Naismith. These boys be balling. And you just can't underestimate them, man. They never give up. They play hard throughout the whole game. And Tyrese loved these moments. He loved these moments. He always hitting these last-minute shots. He could break half the whole game. Then all of a sudden, the game's on the line. He'll win it for you. He'll win it for you. He's been the most clutch guy in the playoffs. Not no Jalen Brunson. And definitely not no Shea Gilgeous-Alexander because he's been off and on. Now, all of that scoring he was doing don't mean nothing because you just lost. When the team needed you most, you didn't came do. You should have pulled up for a minute because this is the time you needed. Wow. 3 more wins. 3 more wins. And Indiana going to end up being crowned NBA champions. I think G Money might be right. You're the only guy that picked Indiana. And you know what? He's going to be the only guy cashing in what I told you so. You know, wow. Wow. This is crazy. Wow. He loving, man, Tyrese is just loving every single moment of this. And he's playing basketball with so many laughter and happiness. Wow. And you know what? He don't have to dominate a game to have an impact on the game. I think that what separates him from a lot of other players. Yeah, that's why I keep telling you, man. He has an impact on the basketball game other than just scoring. And he could score when he needs to, when it's most needed. Look at that jump. Now that jump shot looked sweet. That's a nice looking jump shot right there. It didn't look off base this time. Perfect. He got to his spot. Bang. Reggie Miller Jr. That boy clutch. That boy clutch. Now that's clutch. That's clutch for your ass. He's been an underdog each and every time, helping his team go to the NBA Finals. They were underdogs against Milwaukee. They were underdogs against Cleveland. They were underdogs against the New York Knicks. They were underdogs against OKC. You keep sleeping on them. Now they're 3 wins away. They're going to end up probably closing this out. Now, if the Thunder come back and win game 2, then we got a series on their hands. The Thunder going to have to win on the road. Thunder have to steal one in Indiana. If they can't steal one in Indiana, they're going to be in trouble. Because this is one of those devastating losses. This hurt the OKC soul. This hurt their soul big time. This hurt their soul. Nah, he ain't Reggie Miller Jr. He is Tyrese Halliburton. He played better defense than Reggie Miller, and he's a better playmaker than Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller was more of a scorer, but Reggie Miller wasn't a defensive player like Tyrese is. Tyrese better at defense. He's better at playmaking, and he's just as good at the clutch. He came the ball. Wow, what did I just see? I'm shocked. I said the minute Tyrese got the ball, it's clutch time. Tyrese going to shoot that thing. He ain't going to pass. He going to shoot that thing. The game on the line, Tyrese going to shoot. He's a point guard. Of course, he's a better playmaker than Reggie Miller. He's a better playmaker. You seen what he did to all these players tonight. The reason why Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam was able to get off is because of Tyrese Halliburton setting them up, hitting them wide open. Boom. Here's a shot. Oh, play make. Oh, you right? You open right here? I got you. Oh, you open over here? I got you. He's a better playmaker. He's a better point guard. He's better than Reggie Miller, by the way. Reggie Miller's just a better three-point shooter. Tyrese is better than Reggie Miller in every aspect of basketball outside of shooting threes. And he 3 wins away to winning his first championship. Something Reggie Miller can't do. He like Jason Kidd to me. Jason Kidd with a clutch ability to close out. That doesn't mean he's a good playmaker because he took MJ to 7 games. He's just a good, better scorer. Reggie Miller don't play make. The best point guard on that team was Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was the playmaker on the Indiana Pacers. Even who's that guy? Pump the Trunk, Jalen. Jalen Rose was a better playmaker than Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller wasn't no playmaker. He wasn't passing the ball, setting people up. He was shooting that ball. That's what he was doing. Mark Jackson was Mr. Triple-Double. He was the point guard on the team. He's a better playmaker than Reggie Miller. Mark Jackson's one of the best point guards when it comes to assist. Walking double-double. I did watch the games. I don't need to go back and watch those games. Reggie Miller's a 3-point shooter, and that's it. He's not better than Tyrese Halliburton. You guys gotta stop coming off this whole just because a player played first means he's better. It's not always like that. Reggie Miller is not better than Tyrese Halliburton. Not by a long shot. Some of these players playing today is better than some of the players playing yesterday. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. Stop. We can't do that. What we even doing? Just because a player played in the past don't mean he's better automatically now. There's some players in the past better than some players today, and there's some players today better than some players in the past. It is 50-50 equal. Yes, thank you. And he's 3 wins away to doing that. Reggie Miller's just the better 3-point shooter. That's his main. Reggie Miller is all off screens shooting threes. He don't play no defense much. All right. All he did was run around, got open, and shot a three. He outrun you to shoot a ball. That's all he do. He's a 3-point shooter. And that's pretty much all to his game. That's why guys didn't like playing with him, because all he did was run around looking to shoot the three ball. He's the type of guy that ran around the whole court until he got open to shoot a three. And once he got open, he was going to shoot that thing. He's a better 3-point shooter. That's it. He's not better at attacking the basket. Reggie Miller didn't have the handles Tyrese Halliburton had. He can't get to the basket like Tyrese. Tyrese is a better finisher. Tyrese is a better playmaker. Tyrese is a better mid-range jump shooter. He's a better playmaker. What are we talking about? Yeah, he pushed. And so he pushed Chicago to 7 games. That means he's a better player? What does that even mean? And what did he do? He ran around, gave Michael Jordan a push, and shot a three. That don't mean you a better player than Tyrese. What does that even mean? Jay, what are you be talking about? Yeah, Harden took the Warriors to 7 games. Is that supposed to mean he's better than Steph? What are we talking about? Jay, I know you you got your little retro thing going on, but you can't do that, man. You can't be saying a player is better just because he's older or he came first. That don't mean nothing. So he took him to 7 games. Big deal. Tyrese about to win the championship if he pulls this off. He's better than Reggie Miller in every aspect already. Yeah. Also, Pippen better than Shaq and Kobe? Yeah. What are we talking about? Well, what's the point of that? That don't even make I don't understand the point of that. Jay, you my man and all, but damn, man. You got to stop. You can't be biased if you're going to talk basketball, man. Reggie Miller is not better than Tyrese Halliburton. Sorry. He is not. I just named you like 10 things Tyrese does better. Reggie don't even play the defense Tyrese plays. Tyrese is actually bigger than Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller was skinny. He was tall, but he was skinny. Reggie Miller ain't better than no Tyrese Halliburton. And he ain't no Reggie Miller Jr. Reggie Miller is his junior. Fuck all of that. Now, if you do team-wise, even if you do team-wise, I think this team probably beat that Rick Smith, Mark Jackson, Jalen Rose, you know. Well, he don't have to make it to the top 75, man. There's too many basketball players to play. All he has to do is just make the next list of the top 100. And that's it. That'd be like the new top 75. Because those first top 75, you're not going to take them off. It's already in history. They played first. So all you could do next is just add on to the list. Yeah, Shaq beat Chicago in 95. That doesn't mean he better. Man, Mutombo's better defensively, yeah. Mutombo is definitely better defensively than the Joker. He's just not a better player. But so let's not just go there. Like I just said, Reggie Miller is a better 3-point shooter than Tyrese Halliburton. That's it. That's it. That's it. That is it. The Joker is better than Mutombo in every aspect of basketball outside of defense. That's about it. Nah, defense is very important. So I don't know how he would have fared against the Joker, but since he's such a good defensive player, he probably put the clamps on the Joker a couple times. But the Joker would get busy. He'd get his numbers. Hey, don't bite that. You know better to bite that. Pacers uber clutch. Yes, they are. You know. Yeah, but Shy, he's already better than Reggie Miller, bro. I just said several things that make him better than Reggie Miller. Just because Reggie played first don't mean he better. Reggie could be the second greatest pacer of all time. He about to get bumped off. Because this run alone is actually crazy. Mm. Nah, Joker's definitely one of the best players in the league, bro. Without a doubt. He's been stat padding this season, but he's still one of the best players in the league, without a doubt. I'm not going to take that away. All I said is he's just not the MVP this year. That's all I said. I didn't say he's not a top 5 player in the league. That he is. He could have that. He could definitely be that. Yeah, okay. See, they gotta steal home court advantage now. If they can. Because this is a choke job. This was a choke job. Wow. But shout out to Jay, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm about to head up out of here. But Jay, you my man, Jay, but come on now. You know, that's because players come first, man. We can't be doing that. We got to call it even. You know, Tyrese Halliburton is better than Reggie Miller, even right now. You know, just from a playing standpoint. Yes, I'm going to watch Ballerina. Yo, Shy, did you hear my story? I got $1,200 from selling the Nintendo Switch 2. Some guy online, some guy outside waiting for it. He camped out for Nintendo Switch 2, and he couldn't get one, so he bought my Nintendo Switch for $1,200. I was literally waiting online, and he says, "You know what? I give you $600 for it." Nope. I give you $800. Nope. What's your price? You name it. I said, "Give me $1,200." He pulled out money, Shy. This dick, counting it: 100, 200, 300, 400. Man, this dude gave me $1,200 for a Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah. Now, when it comes to the top 75 list, here's my thing about it. You can either move players around or you could keep that top 75 and add on to it and make it like another generational gap. You know, starting from the new list. Like that's the top 75 and it stays the way it is, but then you do another top 120 something, you know, something like that, you know. Because if you do the top 75, you can't keep taking players off. They have to stay on that list. All you could do is probably do another top 75 for the next generation. You know, that's the only thing I could think of, you know. But the list is pointless if you keep taking players off the list. I think it should be for a time frame. Phase 1, like the MCU. Top 75, phase 1. Top 75, phase 2. And then you could compare which top 75 is better. You could go player for player. 1 versus 1. 2 versus 2. 3 versus 3. Like that. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. That's how they should do it. That's how they should do it. Because it's going to get to a point where you're going to be top 100. Top 150. Top 200. At this point, if you say you're the 200 best basketball player of all time, it's gonna look stupid. I'm not gonna who wants to walk around saying they're the 200 best basketball player of all time? Who does that? Why would you want to do that? Do it for a generational gap. you know, you could say the first top 75 is from 1950 to 2000, right? Boom. Whatever, right? Then you could say the next top 75 is from the generation 2000 to the generation 2040, right? That's like 40 years right there of basketball. You could pick 75 players from 40 years of basketball, from the year 2000 to the year 2040, something like that. You know, like that's like 4 or 5 generations of basketball. You know, I think once you get to like 5 decades, you could do another top 75, but phase 2. You know, if you want the list to mean something, don't make it to 100. Please don't make it to 100. Don't make it to 100 if you want the list to mean something. Do it by phase 1, phase 2, you know, because it's unfair to the players that's on that list already. And then you're going to take them off. What's the point of being on the top 75 if somebody going to keep taking you off? Right? You should be top 75 from the gap. Okay, decades of a gap. You should do top 75 every 5 generations. Every 50 years should be top 75. Makes sense. Makes sense. That makes sense. Y'all know I make more sense. But the NBA probably won't even take my notes. But I make more sense than what the NBA is doing. No. Now that's how you do it. So if you want to honor and you want to appreciate all the guys that's on the top 75, you don't take them off, right? You don't take them off. Leave them the way they are. That's history. That's a Hall of Fame. It stays written in the history book. You don't take it off. What you do is make a top 75 every 10 years. Well, 5 decades, basically. So every 50 years, a top 75. Then you say this is phase 2. So phase 1 versus phase 2. Then phase 3 versus phase. You can do all the phases. You know? Wilt Chamberlain. I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain. I like the Joker, but I'm going with Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain was one of the most dominant bigs, most athletic centers to ever pick up a basketball. Joker would have to win a little more to be better than Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, Wilt Chamberlain, man. Wilt Chamberlain was a fucking beast. You talk about stats. Joker ain't matching Wilt Chamberlain stats. So Wilt Chamberlain got more wins and he got better stats. So it's Wilt Chamberlain. But the Joker is a top 10 center of all time. But he's not better than Wilt Chamberlain. But anyway, yo, we about to be out. Peace to Jay. Peace to Chi-Town. Peace to all you guys. Say goodbye, babe. Say bye. Say bye. Oh, man, what the hell's wrong with you? You want to lick fingers? You just want to make a mess? What's wrong with this dog? Yo, we out. Peace.